Have you ever wondered why you tend to put off things that you know are important? It's a question that, if we're honest, most of us have grappled with. But why does this happen? Why do we procrastinate, even when we're fully aware of the consequences? Welcome to the world of procrastination, an all-too-familiar landscape for many of us. It's a place where tasks pile up, deadlines loom, and our stress levels skyrocket. It's the realm where we trade productivity for comfort, choosing fleeting pleasure over long-term gain. Procrastination is not merely a matter of laziness or poor time management. It's a complex issue, deeply rooted in our emotions and psychology. It's a silent thief that robs us of our time, energy, and ultimately our potential to achieve greatness. The effects of procrastination can be far-reaching. It can lead to stress, guilt, and a sense of inadequacy. It makes us miss opportunities and it keeps us from reaching our goals. It's like a heavy chain that keeps us anchored in the same spot, preventing us from moving forward. But the worst part? Procrastination isn't just about the tasks we avoid. It's about the life we miss out on while we're busy delaying and dodging. It's about the dreams we don't pursue, the projects we don't complete, and the potential we don't fulfill. It's clear that procrastination is more than just a bad habit. It's a serious issue that can hinder our personal and professional growth. But there's a philosophy that can be a game changer when it comes to battling procrastination: Stoicism. Originating in ancient Greece, Stoicism was introduced by Zeno of Citium in the 3rd century BC. It gained prominence through the writings and teachings of Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Despite its age, Stoicism is as relevant today as it was then. It's not just an abstract set of theories, but a practical philosophy designed for everyday life. Stoicism teaches us to differentiate between what's in our control and what's not. This is a critical distinction. It's about understanding that we can't control external circumstances, the weather, the traffic, the opinions of others. What we can control, however, are our own actions and responses. This might seem simple, but it's a powerful realization that can transform how we approach life. Stoicism is based on 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom is understanding the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Courage is not just about physical bravery, but also about moral courage, standing up for what's right. Justice is treating others fairly, regardless of how they treat us. And temperance is about moderation and self-control. These virtues guide Stoic philosophy and can help us in our battle against procrastination. For instance, wisdom helps us realize that procrastination doesn't lead to happiness or fulfillment. Courage gives us the strength to start tasks even when they seem daunting. Justice reminds us to be fair to ourselves, to not put off tasks that will cause future stress. And temperance teaches us to balance work and leisure, to not indulge in one at the expense of the other. So Stoicism is more than just a philosophy. It's a way of life, a practical set of tools and principles that can help us navigate the world. It encourages us to focus on our actions and reactions, to be mindful of our decisions, and to accept what we can't change. Stoicism then provides a framework for dealing with the challenges of life, including procrastination. So, how can we use Stoicism to combat procrastination? Well, the first step is understanding what is within our control. Stoicism asserts that we can't control what happens around us, but we can control our reactions and our actions. Procrastination is often rooted in our reluctance to face challenging tasks or fear of failure. But remember, we have the power to choose how we react to these fears. Instead of avoiding the task, we can decide to face it head-on. By understanding our sphere of control, we can let go of the fear that often fuels procrastination. Next, let's focus on the present moment. Stoicism teaches us to live in the now. The present is the only thing that truly exists and the only thing we can control. When we procrastinate, we're often dwelling on the enormity of the future task or the potential for failure. But here's the Stoic antidote: concentrate on the task at hand, not the outcome. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? By focusing on the present, we can break down large tasks into manageable actions and start making progress. Finally, let's talk about the Stoic practice of visualizing the worst-case scenario, also known as negative visualization. This may seem counterintuitive, but it can be incredibly powerful. Imagine the worst thing that could happen if you failed at the task you're avoiding. Will the world end? Probably not. Will life go on? Absolutely. By picturing the worst-case scenario, we often realize that failure is not as terrifying as we make it out to be. This realization can dispel the fear that leads to procrastination and empower us to take action. Remember, these aren't just theoretical concepts, they're practical tools that have been used for centuries to build resilience and overcome obstacles. If we take the time to understand what's within our control, focus on the present moment, and visualize the worst-case scenario, we can start to see procrastination for what it really is, a fear-based response that can be overcome. By applying these Stoic principles, we can develop a more productive and focused mindset. Now that we understand the Stoic approach, how can we practically implement it to overcome procrastination? Firstly, let's talk about journaling. A journal is a powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal. It allows us to reflect on our actions, thoughts, and feelings, to understand where we might be falling into the trap of procrastination. By writing down your thoughts and experiences, you can gain a clearer picture of your habits and patterns. You can then use this understanding to create a plan of action to overcome procrastination. Remember, it's not about achieving perfection, but about making progress. Next, let's delve into mindfulness practices. Stoicism encourages mindfulness, being fully present in the moment. This is a powerful antidote to procrastination, which often stems from anxiety about future tasks or regret over past failures. By focusing on the here and now, you can take action without becoming overwhelmed by the magnitude of the task. You can start by setting aside a few minutes each day for mindfulness activities, such as meditation or simply observing your surroundings without judgment. Setting realistic goals is another important step. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, and setting achievable goals aligns with this philosophy. Break down larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Each step you complete will give you a sense of accomplishment and motivate you to keep going. Now, as we incorporate these practices into our daily lives, consistency and patience are key. It's not about making drastic changes overnight, but about gradually incorporating Stoicism into our lives. It's a journey of self-improvement, with each day bringing us one step closer to overcoming procrastination. And finally, remember to be patient with yourself. Change takes time, and there will be days when you fall back into old habits. That's okay. What matters is that you get back on track, armed with the wisdom of Stoicism. Remember, overcoming procrastination is a journey, not a destination. With Stoicism, you have a powerful ally on your side. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed today. We began by acknowledging the universal struggle with procrastination, that ever-present temptation to delay tasks, whether small or significant. It's a challenge that many of us grapple with, sometimes leading to a cycle of guilt and stress that can be tough to break. Then, we delved into the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, a school of thought that encourages us to focus on what's within our control and accept what isn't. Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of our reactions, to approach life with a sense of detachment, and to always strive for virtue. We explored some of the Stoic tools that can aid us in tackling procrastination, starting with the concept of premeditatio malorum, or premeditating on potential negatives, which helps us understand the worst-case scenarios and reduces the fear that often leads to procrastination. Then we discussed the dichotomy of control, which urges use to focus on the aspects we can influence, thereby reducing the feeling of being overwhelmed. We also touched on memento mori, the practice of remembering our mortality, which pushes us to act now rather than later. This Stoic tool compels us to value our time and use it wisely. Finally, we shared practical steps to implement Stoicism in our daily lives. We suggested starting the day with a Stoic journal, integrating Stoic meditations, and practicing negative visualization. These steps aim to cultivate mindfulness, foster resilience, and help us stay focused on our tasks. In essence, Stoicism offers a powerful solution to procrastination. It equips us with the mindset and tools to confront our fears, understand our controls, and value our time. By embracing Stoicism, we not only combat procrastination, but also gain a powerful tool for navigating life's challenges. It's time to take control, focus on the present, and start living more purposefully.